So here we are with a review of the Sony Xperia Go, Sony's latest handset to be added to the Xperia range, and the Xperia Go is one of the smaller devices with the key selling feature that's IP67 rated. That means it can be immersed in water, under sand, dust, and a lot of other sort of natural elements and still survive. Now, it's not that you should really go and put this phone through its paces, but it should withstand a lot of things that life can throw at it. A little bit like the Motorola Defy, this is Sony's answer to the Defy, and initial impressions are quite good. It's certainly a smaller feeling device. It doesn't feel so chunky in the hand. It feels more premium. The back cover here has got sort of a rubbery coating that sort of feels quite grippy and doesn't feel as plasticky as the Motorola device. Now you can see here that on the back we've got a camera with LED flash. It's a 5 megapixel camera and the video records in 720p HD. And we've got to say we're quite impressed with the video that comes out of these devices. It's quite common that lower end devices like the Go can be compromised on video quality, but the 720p video footage out here was pretty good. It is a bit of a downside that it doesn't have full 1080p when everything is talking about full HD nowadays, but the reality is how many of us actually need the video to be shot in full HD. You know, the fact that we can record it in 720 is a benefit. We've got the onboard memory. We've also got the option to put a microSD card in this device, and recording in full HD will only eat through a lot of that memory very quickly. Just taking a quick look around the device, on the top we've actually got the power button. On the side we've then got the headphone jack, which has got a cover on it, and that's the main thing with these devices. They can be a bit tricky to undo, these covers, because they've got to be protected because of the waterproofing. You can see there you need these covers to be a tight fit, and that they are. Then on the other side we've got a micro USB port like so for charging and connecting to a computer. Of course you get that supplied in the box. Then got the volume rocker key. And coming down to the bottom corner, we've got a lanyard strap just here, or sorry, a lanyard connector piece here that you can attach a lanyard to, which is handy because this is quite likely that you're going to be an outdoorsy type person. You may want to attach it to your clothing in some way, shape or form, and a lanyard allows you to do that. On the back of the bottom we've got the Xperia branding and a loudspeaker. On the front then we've got the 3.5-inch display with the touchscreen buttons. We've got a little bit of a lip here, and we've got a microphone down here on the front. We can remove the back cover. There's not a lot to see under here. The battery is internal, but you can see we've got this sort of bright blue or turquoisey cover. We've then got the SIM card slot here, which we can pull a card in and out of, like there. That's standard SIM, not micro SIM. And then we've also got the micro SD card slot just here as well. So you can pop that back on like so, and there's no real need to remove that back cover for any other reason than to access the micro SD card or the SIM card slot. So taking a little look at this software, now we're not going to look at this in too much depth because it's an Android device. The experience is very similar to any sort of Android device, especially those that you may have seen in Sony videos. So you get a very fluid experience on here. It is a dual core processor on the Xperia Go, a 1 GHz dual core processor, and we found next to no lag on here. Now if you're really pushing the device you may find that some things slow up, but we've been very impressed. Of course you can do all your web browsing, your emails on here. You can do your Facebook, your Twitter. You've got your Google accounts that can be logged on here, and you can go to the Play Store, download your favorite books, games. It's all possible. You've got a number of sort of apps that come pre-installed on the device, including the common Google apps, but you get WhatsApp installed. You've also got a number of sort of sporting applications that we'll come on to in a second, but your Google+, Stopwatch, World Clock, YouTube, You've got Sony's sort of softwares on here, including their Power Saver, their Neo Reader, and their Liveware Manager. You get an Office suite included as standard as well. Now let's just touch on some of the things that they add on here. So because this is sort of water resistant, they kind of see this fitting the fitness market as quite a popular device. And you get a compass, Walkmate, figure running, My Coach and torch included as standard. And these are just little things to get you up and going. So you've got a torch on there that you can sort of switch on the back, which can be useful maybe if you're out running at night. You've got this Walkmate software which sort of tracks your activities, and you can scroll through elements up here. You've got walking history. We haven't used this too extensively, but it's really nice to see that these added features are coming on the device as standard to give you that little bit of extra added value. Now you could argue that this device sort of competes with Sony's Xperia Active, and I think what they've actually done is taken the Active and looked at it and said, yep, the Active had a place in the market, but it wasn't necessarily the most attractive phone. It was water resistant like this Xperia Go is, and they've tried to update it, make it a bit fancier, make it more appealing. And the fact is that this phone, you wouldn't really know whether it was IP67 rated or not. The fact that you can drop it in water is a big benefit. And if you're into impressing your mates, drop your phone in a pint of water and then ring it from one of your mates' phone and see this still actually work. Now, talking of its IP67 rating, it doesn't mean that you can really use it underwater. We've sort of run water all over it. Depending on the pressure of the water that's being exposed to the screen, it can find that it's sort of pressing things on the screen if it's not locked. So it's not like you can be underwater with this phone and you know, be sending a text message. It may be possible, but we found the pressure on the screen from the water did have a detrimental effect in the operation. But the fact is that you can drop it in water and use it. You can video underwater with this if you choose, not for prolonged periods of time, because whilst it's IP67 rated, it's not exactly designed to be constantly in water or anything like that. So you could switch the video camera on, then put it into the water and film what you need to. We've certainly done some demonstration of that as well. So one of the other downsides to this is that it is Android version 2.3. Some of you may want the latest ice cream sandwich, and I'm sure we'll see the update come to it, and Jelly Bean is possible, but I think it's probably unlikely that it'll come to the Xperia Go. But the fact is, it's an Android operating experience on here. You can download all your apps. Yes, there are small differences between the different versions of Android, but the reality is you can do a lot of what you want to on Android version 2.3, and the Xperia Go is a nice little package coming in at a good price point, and it offers you lots of features and functions for your money. It's not going to blow your world, you know, like a Samsung Galaxy S3, but you're paying considerably more for that. And I think if you're looking for this type of device, you're looking also at the Motorola Defy, maybe the Sony Xperia Active, maybe the Samsung Galaxy Extreme X cover as an alternative. And I have to say that this probably shines for me just in terms of practicality, the design, the way it feels. The Defy has a really strong name out there and it's an excellent product, but it has a bit more of a rugged look, whereas this feels like a much more pocketable, usable everyday phone, and would probably give you the most enjoyable experience, and you feel that you got the best value for money out of this device. So that's a quick review of the Sony Xperia Go.